guess you can't see them, but there's two big bucks right outside my window. Nice way to start the day. So I don't know how much accumulation we're actually going to get, but the idea of preparing for shoveling is a great one to kind of culminate the year, because it's such a challenging activity. And oh, did I forget to do this? No. Okay. And you know, wherever your weak point is, when you shovel, it's going to get it. So really, we're going to do it all over a workout. But you know, if your sacrum is weak, the bending and twisting is difficult. If your lower back is weak, the bending and lifting is difficult. If your shoulder girdle is compromised, the lift with the reach. If your neck is difficult, you are definitely going to be tending to do this compression of the neck. So everything needs to be prepared to shovel. So that's what we're going to do. Bring it all together. We're beginning in constructive rest pose. This, by the way, would be a really nice way to recover from shoveling, because it's very stable, and you can relax some of the muscles you've been using, and it's symmetrical. So I'm going to remind you of this at the end. When we do a really asymmetrical activity like shoveling or raking or vacuuming, that it's possible to reverse, we really should try to do the activity with both sides. So allow yourself to relax into gravity's pull here, feeling the feet, the sacrum, the back ribs, shoulders, back of the hands, back of the head, all dropping into the floor. And notice your neutral lumbar curve. We'll work some with flat back and some with neutral throughout this practice, but feel where you're relaxing. Feel the lumbar spine that's relaxed, showing as you relax here. So the key element to all of this is the deep inner core muscles, the ones that really support you at your center. Transversus abdominis, and we add the pelvic floor to that. So this is holding the structure from its foundation, like a good strong foundation in a house, rather than holding up with the scaffolding, which would be all the extremities. So let's get down into the foundation. Bring the attention to the tailbone, the two sit bones, the pubic bone. Those are the anchors for the pelvic floor. When you're vertical, really important to be able to have that anchor that's holding everything up inside the torso. And take an inhale, picturing the diamond of the pelvic floor. And with the exhale, shrink the diamond down into the center. Make sure your shoulders stay relaxed and just focus on that pelvic floor. And then relax with your inhale and soften. You might feel your sacrum drop and spread a little bit as you relax. Let's do that again. Inhale and picture the diamond of the pelvic floor. And with the exhale, shrink it towards its center. And squeeze the sphincters. And then release. Relax into the pull of gravity. One more time. Inhale, preparing for the pelvic floor. Exhale, shrink it to its center. Engage the sphincters, draw the perineum towards the crown of the head. Maintain as you take a couple small breaths. And then relax that. Give into gravity's pull for a moment. And then let's go to the transversus. Think of that broad belt of muscles running horizontally all the way around the torso, going down as low as the sacrum. Although it's a bit of a visualization, it still is a stabilizing one. and coming up to the base of the ribs. Nice broad belt. It's deep inside. Take an inhale. Picture that belt supporting right next to the bone. And as you exhale, shrink the belt, snug around the low belly, the waist, the low hips, and then relax that. Completely giving into gravity as you release the transversus abdominis engagement. And then prepare to do that again. Inhale, picture the belt, and exhale, gather it snugly around. Maintain for a moment as you relax the shoulders, and then release. And give into gravity's pull again. One last time. Inhale, prepare for the transversus abdominis belt. And exhale, gently wrap it around. We're going to maintain the belt as we take a couple breaths. And then relax that. Bring the arms down to the sides, palms facing each other. We'll combine pelvic floor and transversus into the inner core, supporting the neutral spine and pelvis for now as we do arm lifts. Take an inhale and raise the arms up to vertical. With the exhale, engage the pelvic floor. Gather the belt and reach the arms back towards the floor behind you, keeping your neutral lower back. Inhale, arms float up to vertical. And then exhale, settle your arms down to your sides. Relax. Release the core work. Soften into the pull of gravity. And let's do it again. Inhale, float the arms up to vertical. And exhale, engage the inner core as the arms go back. Keep the pelvis neutral. Inhale, arms float up. And with the exhale, settle the arms down to the sides. Letting everything relax as the hands come down to the floor. And we'll do it one more time. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, engage the inner core, float the arms back. And bring the arms up to vertical. And relax the arms down to the sides. Once more, releasing into constructive rest pose. And we'll bring the hands behind the head. Interlace the fingers, open the elbows out wide. Take an inhale, feeling the ribs flare. And exhale, imprint your back ribs down into the mat. Keep the elbows wide. And inhale, let the ribs flare. Notice the front ribs broadening away from the center line. And exhale, unflare the front ribs towards the center line. Inhale, let the ribs flare. Feel the back ribs pulling away from the mat a little bit. And with the exhale, imprint the back ribs down towards the mat. Please maintain your neutral lower back for now as you imprint the ribs. So don't change your pelvis. Inhale, let the ribs flare. And exhale, knit the front ribs together. Once more, inhale, noticing the back ribs. And exhale, imprinting the back ribs into the mat. And inhale, let the ribs flare. And exhale, unflare the front ribs. Okay, inhale, relax. We're going to put it all together for the head lift. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, inner core, ribs knit and imprint. Lift the head. Maintain your neutral pelvis, neutral spine, and inhale, lower the head back down. Again, exhale, inner core, ribs imprinting and knitting as you lift the head. Inhale to lower. And one more time, exhale up. And inhale, release back down. Then we're going to relax the arms to the sides or float them to the ceiling, whatever is your preference, and go through the neck series. So we want the shoulders nice and relaxed, the shoulder blades broad, back of the neck lengthening as we draw the chin down towards the notch of the neck. So we're tucking the chin down towards the notch of the notch of the neck, and then exhale, gently press the back of the head into the mat. And then do a tiny little unweighting of the head, and then lower back down and press. So we're going to keep the tuck of the chin as we do the little lift of the head. It's very small, and lower back down. Neck engagement rather than abdominal engagement. Keep the chin tucking down as you unweight the head, and then lower and press, and then relax the head back into neutral. Check that the neck and shoulders are easy, and then we're going to rotate the head. Look over your left shoulder, so your left ear is coming towards the mat, and then gently press the left ear down, and unweight the head with the right ear going towards the ceiling, just a tiny bit. Press down, left ear towards the floor, and unweight, right ear towards the ceiling, a fraction of an inch. And last one, press, and unweight, and finish with a little press, then turn the head back into the center. Let everything relax. And then we're going to rotate the face, turning the head to the right, and gently press the right ear down into the mat, and then unweight. Left ear, tiny little lift towards the ceiling, and then lower and press the right ear down, and unweight. Little tiny lift, and press gently, and little lift, and finish with a little press. Turn the head back into the center. Let everything relax. Keeping your nose pointing straight up at the ceiling, back of the head in contact with the mat. So do not rotate, which we just did before. We're now going to side bend. Bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. You shouldn't be able to see your left hand. If you're looking at your left hand, turn your head a little bit more towards up the ceiling. No, you also shouldn't be able to see your right hand. So you're looking up, not to the sides. Press down into the floor, and then unweight the head. And press gently, and unweight the head, and gently press, and unweight, and finish with a press, and then relax into the center. Completely release. And then keeping that point at the back of the head on the mat, slide your right ear towards your right shoulder. Again, we're looking straight up at the ceiling, and gently press down, and then unweight the head. And a little press, and unweight, and press, unweight, press, and then release, head to the center. Everything relaxing. Last position, we'll tilt the chin towards the ceiling, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Lift the chin straight up towards the ceiling, again, just a tiny bit, and then press down into the floor. And unweight the head, straight up with the chin, and lower and press. Last one, little tiny lift, and lower and press. And then relax the head to neutral. Check that your shoulders are still relaxed. And we'll bring the hands behind the head again. Opening the elbows out wide. Take an inhale to prepare. With the exhale, engage the inner core and imprint the ribs and lift your head. We're going to go into the crazy fish. So stay up and inhale. And exhale, side bend. Left elbow towards the left waist, keeping the sternum facing the ceiling. Inhale, come to the center. And exhale, side bend to the right. Opening the left side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, you're sliding your shoulder blades across the mat, and inhale to the center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Keep the sternum pointing straight up. Inhale to the center. One more time each way. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale and bend to the right. And inhale to the center. We're going to keep the head up as we go into the alternate leg lifts. Find your inner core and imprint the ribs. Lift the right foot up. And flex your foot, extend the leg out, knitting the ribs together as the leg extends on 45 degrees. Bend the knee and re-anchor as you lower the foot back down to the floor. Keep the pelvis steady, lift the left foot up, and exhale, flex, extend, reaching through the heel. Inhale, bend the knee, anchor, and lower back down. And return to the right side, lift, exhale, flex, extend. Inhale to bend the knee. Re-anchor as you lower the foot, and then take the left up. Exhale, flex, extend. Inhale, bend the knee, and exhale, lower down. One more set. Lift on your inhale, keep the pelvis steady. Reach through the heel with the exhale as you extend the leg. Bend the knee, exhale, lower down. And last one, left leg up. Exhale, flex, extend. Inhale to bend. Re-anchor, lower the foot. And then lower your head. Take your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. And slowly circle your arms around the shoulder joint. And reverse the circles. And then relax your arms down to the sides, palms up. And very slowly turn your head one way. And then the other. And then relax into the center. Once again, releasing into the pull of gravity. Let's do a couple compound leg lifts. Engage the inner core, knit and imprint, and raise the right leg up. Keep the ribs imprinting as you lift the left and lower the right. And then the left, continue to work with the inner core and lift the left, continue to imprint as the right comes up. Lower the left and lower the right, return to the right leg up, imprint left up and lower the right, lower the left, start with the left, inner core, imprint as the right comes up. Bring the left down and the right up. Last one, we're just going to do half of a lift, right up, and keep it up as the left comes up. Maintain there. We're going to go to Pistons. Place your thumbs on your ribs and your fingers on your pelvis. We're going to maintain a neutral spine. The distance between the fingers and the thumbs should be neutral. And exhale, lower the right foot down, tap the toe down, lift back up on your inhale. Exhale to lower and inhale to lift. Notice your back ribs. You want to make sure that the back ribs stay down. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. Try to keep the angle behind the knee constant. So we don't want to dip down and bring the foot closer to the sit bone, for example, but open the hip and lower back down. So exhale, lower. If you need more work, just reach a little farther down the mat. Let's do one more set. Okay, one hand to each knee. Flop the knees out, relax the inner thighs, the front thighs, and then stir your legs around. Let the legs be relaxed and floppy. The pelvis can be moving here too. And reverse the circles. And let's give the knees a little hug into the chest, lengthening the lower back and the back of the neck. And then return to neutral tabletop. Re-engage inner core, knit and imprint. Take the right foot down and the left foot down. I'm going to relax a moment. And then reset the core. Reset the ribs. We'll take the left foot up and the right foot up. We're going to go into a flat back for the 100, so I'd like you to draw the pubic bone towards the navel. Feel your lower back flatten down into the floor. Bring your arms down to the floor. Gently, as you're re-engaging all your core muscles, press the palms down. Keep your flat back and lift your head. Maintain your flat back, extend your legs. Externally rotate so the heels are touching each other, and then exhale for 5 pulses of the arms. And inhale for 5. We're going to keep the navel pressing down into the spine, the lower back to the floor the whole time. Exhale for 5. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Keep drawing the pubic bone towards the navel, flattening the lower back. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. One more set. And inhale. Now keep your back flat as you bend the knees. Lower your head. Then pull the knees into the chest. Relax the neck. We'll bring the arms out wide for a twist. Drop both knees over to your left side. I'm going to turn the head to the right and then stretch the right arm up wherever it feels comfortable. You can go for a little bit of a shoulder stretch here if you want, or armpit opening, chest opening. Breathe slowly. And then we'll bring the knees back into the center, the head back to the center, and the arms down lower than shoulder height as we prepare to go into the twist. And then drop both knees to the right side. I'm going to turn the face to the left and adjust the left arm so you're getting whatever amount of shoulder stretch you like. And breathe slowly. And then release the arm down, the head to the center, bring the knees back into the center. Give them a hug, lengthening the lower back and the back of the neck. And then let's re-engage around our neutral tabletop position and lower the left foot down, keeping the pelvis stable, the ribs imprinted. Then bring the right foot down and relax into your neutral spine. Now we're going to re-engage with the inner core, the ribs knitting and imprinting, and without pressing into your feet, please tilt the pelvis. Draw the pubic bone towards the navel using the rectus abdominis muscle. And then keep the pelvis tilted as you slide your left heel away. Back is flat, left leg is straight out, and then bring the right knee to the chest. Pull the knee towards the breastbone. We're flattening the lower back, stretching the right hip and the back right hip and the front left hip. Now we're going to keep the back flat, engage the inner core and the ribs knitting and imprinting around flat back position. Extend the legs straight up, and then we're going to release the hands and do 5 circles in each direction with a flat back, keeping the back ribs down, keeping the navel pulled towards the spine, the pubic bone hugging towards the navel. 5 times one way, and then let's reverse and do 5 times the other. Back is flat. Now I'd like you to bring your hands behind the back of the thigh, re-engage the core and release to a neutral spine. So now with the tailbone down, lumbar curve in place. Engage your core around that, and we're going to go 5 circles in each direction with neutral. Continue to stabilize the lower back and the pelvis in neutral with your belt. And then reverse. Your pelvic floor. Back ribs are staying down. And now we're going to bend the knee towards the chest and pull the knee in. Using your right hand, pull your knee towards your right armpit. Your left hand is going to press down on the left front hip and thigh to make sure that you keep the hip down. Don't open out to the side, but bring your knee wide towards the right armpit to stretch the inner thigh. And keep that left hip down, the left back ribs down. And then let's switch hands. Bring the left hand to the right knee. Pull up towards the left shoulder. Keep the pelvis level. Return the leg into the center now. Allow the back to be flattened by this hugging of the knee. And then keep the back flat. Lower the right foot down. And keep the back flat. Pull the left leg back in. And then relax to neutral. Re-engage the inner core, knit and imprint the ribs. Without pressing into the feet, tilt the pelvis. Feel the connection between pubic bone and navel and sternum. Keep the back flat. Slide the right leg away so it's straight out on the floor. Keep the back flat and bring your left knee into your chest. And then reach up with the left leg. Stabilizing around your flattened lower back. And we'll circle the leg 5 times with a flat back. And then reverse 5 times the other direction with the flat back. Still drawing the pubic bone towards the navel. Scooping the navel in towards the spine to flatten the lower back. Then we're going to take the hands on the back of the leg. Release to a neutral spine. Re-engage the inner core, the ribs, knee imprinting, and then 5 more circles with the neutral spine. Reset and reverse. And then we'll bend the left knee. And using the left hand, pull the knee towards the left armpit. Right hand on the front of the right hip or thigh. Keep your pelvis level so that right hip is going to stay down. And then let the back stay flat. We're going to switch, bring the right hand onto the left knee and pull the left knee towards the right shoulder. Please keep the left hip down, the left back ribs down. Find the stretch in the outer leg. It may not be that extreme, but don't go into a spinal twist here. And then release. So we're going to re-engage around our flat back. Maintain the flat back. Lower the left knee to the floor. I'm sorry, the left foot to the floor. Keep your flat back. And slide the right leg in. And return to your neutral. So we're going to go through the abdominal series with a flat back. The whole thing with a flat back. Engage the inner core. Knit and imprint the ribs and tilt the pelvis. Keep the pelvis tilted, the lower back flat as you raise the right foot and the left foot. Keep that belly scooping into the spine. Back ribs imprinting. Lift the head. Single leg stretch. Bend one leg, extend the other one out. And then switch. Supporting the bent leg. Keep drawing the navel into the spine. And let's transition into the double leg stretch. Keep the back flat. One hand on each knee. Keep scooping the belly in. Really important to keep the ribs imprinted here. Exhale, reach the arms and the legs away from the center. Inhale, bend the knees and circle the arms back around. Back is staying flat the whole time. Exhale, reach away from the center. And inhale, come back in. The feet stay together, the arms reach back and then circle. Chin into the chest, navel to spine. Exhale away from center. Inhale, bring it back in. One more time. And then let's bring the knees to the chest, put the head down, and slowly turn the head from side to side. And then prepare for the single straight leg. Engage the inner core, imprint the back ribs, knit the front, draw the pubic bone towards the navel, maintain that flattened back as you lift the head, straighten one leg up, the other leg straight out, and then switch. And switch. Keep drawing the navel into the spine. Elbows lifted high and wide, shoulders dropped, chin to the chest, your eyes should be forward on the thighs. And let's go to the double straight leg. Lower back is flat, hands supporting the head. Re-engage and keep your back flat as the legs come down. Don't go too far down. Please do not let the lower back arch at all. And lift back up. Now really keep that lower spine in contact with the floor, the back ribs imprinting. Lower and lift. Maintain your flat back, please. Lower and lift. 2 more times. Keep the back flat, the belly scooping, the back ribs imprinting. And then head down, bring the knees to the chest, and let's slowly turn the head from side to side. Hands behind the head again for the crisscross. Open the elbows out wide. I'd like you to please be aware that they stay very wide apart from each other as we go through the crisscross. Re-engage around your neutral spine. Lift your head. Stabilize the pelvis with the flat back. Bicycle the legs. Nice and slow. Don't go too fast. You'll get a better challenge if you go in slow motion. Keep the back flat. Make the bicycle motion really apparent. Stabilize the pelvis at the same time, of course. Keep the elbows wide apart from each other so the chest is broad the whole time. And then finish, lower the head, hug the knees, relax the neck. Keeping the back flat, you're going to lower the left foot down, and then the right, and relax. Now get something for between the knees, a small ball or a folded towel or pillow or blanket. Alternating neutral and rounded pelvic lifts. So please, if you have anything behind your head, take it away for the pelvic lifts. And engage the inner core. We're going to start with the tilted pelvis. Knit and imprint the ribs, squeeze on the ball, and then raise the hips up towards the ceiling. Keep tilting the pelvis. So we're still drawing the pubic bone towards the navel. Imprint the ribs, keep squeezing on the ball and roll yourself down. We're going 1 vertebra at a time, and then releasing, coming to neutral. We re-engage around the neutral, no tilting the pelvis this time. Squeeze the ball, keep the ball squeezing, and hinge the hips up towards the ceiling. And we maintain the neutral spine and hinge back down. Your joint of movement is in the hip here, not throughout the spine. And then we'll re-engage, tilt the pelvis, and imprint, squeeze the ball, and roll up again. See if you can feel the difference between these two modes of lifting into the pelvic lift. Come down, we imprint the ribs, we scoop the belly, we roll through the whole lower back, and release to neutral, relax the squeeze on the ball. Then stabilize around neutral, squeeze the ball without losing your lumbar curve, press your hips up towards the ceiling. Lengthening the front of the thighs, the hip crease as your hinge, and hinge back down at the hip crease. Maintain your neutral spine, no rolling through the spine this time. And once the tailbone's down, we relax, or once the sacrum's down, we relax. One more time, we're going to round up once again. Engage the inner core, tilt the pelvis and imprint, squeeze the ball, and lift. Keep squeezing the ball the whole time. Keep tilting the pelvis the whole time as well. Scoop the belly in, keep squeezing the pelvis, roll down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Releasing to neutral at the end. Relax the squeeze in the ball. And then final repetition, hinging. So finding your inner core support around neutral, squeezing the ball, knit and imprint, and hinge up into your neutral pelvic lift. And hinge back down. And relax in neutral. Okay, let's take the ball out. And we're going to turn over onto the stomach. Hands underneath the forehead. Legs comfortably separated. Lengthen the back of the neck so your chin is tucked towards the notch of the neck. Relax the whole front of the body against the floor. Relax the legs, the buttocks. And then inhale, prepare. We'll engage the inner core, glide the ribs, keep your arms down on the floor and lift your chest and head up off the mat. Without tilting your chin forward, draw your shoulders down your back. Feel your breastbone move away from your navel. Keep the back of the neck long so you're looking down at your hands. And then release. Forehead back down to the hands. Relax completely. Set it up again. Engage the inner core. Glide the ribs. Gently press the elbows as you raise the chest and the head. Feel your shoulder blades moving to your back pockets. Gaze is down on your hands. Breathe the breastbone forward away from the navel. And then relax and release. Let everything go. One more time. Inner core first. Glide the ribs and lift up. Feel the elbows pressing down, the shoulders drawing down the back. Breastbone forward. And release. Keep your left hand where it is. Bring your right hand down to touch the outside of the right leg, and then turn and look at your left elbow. And engage the inner core. Knit the ribs, and then raise the upper body. That's including the left arm this time, and the right leg. You're looking over at your left elbow. Right leg is lifted, pelvis is stable, and lower back down. And keep the head in contact with the left hand. Turn to the left the whole time. Exhale to lift. Head, arm, chest, right leg. Down, lower down. One more time. Stabilize and lift. And lower down. Then reset the hands, turn the head to the center, relax. Relax the neck and the shoulders, the belly, the buttocks, the legs. Bring your left hand down to touch the outside of the left leg, and then turn to look at your right elbow. Same thing on the second side here. Engage the inner core, knit the ribs, raise the upper body and the left leg. You're looking over at your right elbow and lower down. So hand and head stay connected the whole time. Stabilize as you exhale and then lift. And lower down. One last time. Lift up. And then release. And once again, stack the hands. Chin is tucked down. Relax the neck, shoulders, the belly, the buttocks, the legs. Then we're going to bring the hands behind the back. We'll turn the head to one side. We'll just alternate the head each time we lower back down. We're going to do the jumping jack. Engage the inner core, glide the ribs, lift yourself up, and then take the arms forward, the legs wide, the head to the center. Exhale, lower down, bring your hands behind your back, your legs together, head turning the opposite direction. So stabilize, lift, and then bring the arms forward, the legs wide, the head to the center, and squeeze the legs together, bring your hands behind your back as you lower down, turn your head to the first direction. Stabilize and lift. Use your exhale to stabilize, arms forward, legs wide, and close it down, reverse the head. Again, exhale to stabilize, lifting to the center, and close it down and lower. One last time, we're going to stay up and do the arm and leg movement while in the back bend. And stabilize to prepare and lift. Head is to the center, and then as you exhale, close the legs, bring your arms down without lowering the head or the feet. Open on inhale, exhale, close it down. One more time. Open on inhale, exhale, close it down, forehead to the floor. Bring your hands back underneath the forehead and relax completely. And then we'll come up onto all fours. Hands right underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. Inhale, draw the breastbone forward without collapsing the lower back or craning the neck. Exhale, engage the inner core. Bring your tail between your legs, bend your elbows. Move the hips back towards your heels, letting your neck relax. Stay here for a moment. And let's do it again. Come up to all fours. Draw the ribs together so you're supporting in the front of the body as you open the chest. And then engage the pelvic floor, tuck the tail, let your head hang down as your elbows move to the floor and your hips go back to your heels. And again, take a moment in the stretch. Once again, up onto all fours, opening the chest without sagging the lower back. And bring it back, tucking the tail, relaxing the neck and shoulders. Take a moment there. Last time up to all fours, we're going to do the knee hover. We'll tuck the toes under. Prepare the inner core around your neutral spine, so be sure you're not sagging into any of your joints, but you have a nice long spine supported. Your hands are pressing down into the floor. You've got your core anchoring the pelvis, knitting the ribs together in the front, and then we're going to press into the floor without losing your neutral spine. Let the knees come about an inch off of the mat, and then keep supporting as you bring the knees back down. Let's do that again. Anchor and press. Lift the knees up just a little bit. Careful not to let your upper back round, nor do you want to crane your neck, and lower down. Last time, stabilize and press into the floor. Lift the knees a little bit. Keep stabilizing and breathe here. Push the floor away with your hands. And then lower the knees. Hips back to heels. All right, I'm going to turn on to the left side. Let's take the whole side kick series. We're beginning with the legs extended straight out, slightly forward of the hips. Neck and shoulders comfortable, relaxed. Top hand can be on the waist if you're wanting the support of your hands, fingertips, not palm down on the floor in front of you. Engage your inner core. Take an organ lift and raise both legs up. Check that you're steady there, and then top leg up and down 5 times. Keep your organ lift going. And let's take the bottom leg down and up 5 times. Think about your belt wrapping around your organ lift in place. Squeeze the inner thighs, restabilize in the center, and then forward and back 5 times with both legs. Be sure that your hips and your pelvis both are staying still. And to the center. Squeeze the inner thighs, reconnect with your core, raise the top leg a little higher and circle it 5 times. We do not want the pelvis to be wobbling, so better to have the fingertips down on the floor if that's helpful here. And then reverse for 5 circles. Squeeze the inner thighs, externally rotate both legs, and then big wide splits. Top leg up, bottom leg down, lower down in, external rotation. Open and close, and open and close, open, close. Try not to roll back into your back hip. Last time. Coming into the center, stay externally rotated, pulse the heels 10 times. Come back into parallel. We're going to lower the bottom leg down, keep the top leg very long without letting the pelvis tilt forward any extra. Roll the top leg in the socket, the opposite motion we just did. And then we're going to keep the leg long and lower the leg down towards the floor behind you 5 times. Rolling in. Feel that length over the front of the ankle, the front of the thigh. Come back up, come to parallel, re-engage the inner core, raise the bottom leg to meet the top leg, and then flex the feet and squeeze the toes. Point the feet, fan the toes, flex back, squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex, toes stay open, reach, squeeze the toes and pull back. Open, reach, squeeze, and come back one more time. And then relax. Keeping the thighs as they are, we're going to bend at the knees. 0 degree hip flexion. Re-engage your inner core, soften in the organ lift here. Roll the leg out in the socket 10 times, keeping the right hip forward. When you're done, we're going to go all the way to 90 degree hip flexion, bringing the knee and the foot to the front of the mat. Tilt that right hip forward so the knees are stacked. Engage your inner core, and with the pelvis stable, 10 rotations here. Rolling the right leg out in the socket 10 times. Relax when you're done, and open to that halfway point, 45 degree hip flexion. Again, tilt the right hip forward, stack the knees, re-engage the core. This time we're going to add a little arm motion too. So right elbow to the right waist, and externally rotate the arm and the leg. We'll do 10 times. Keep the elbow snug onto the side. We're moving in the shoulder joint and the hip joint. Relax, and we're going to displace the left knee forward and come up into a mermaid sit. Sit tall through the spine, right hand on the right foot, lengthening up. Bring your left arm up towards the ceiling, and then bend towards your right side. Feeling the length coming into the left side, keeping the chest open so we don't want to collapse forward. Make it as pure of a side bend without a rotation as you can. Think of your breastbone instead spiraling towards the ceiling, and lengthen your left arm. You'll find that the stretch is better than if you let it bend. And then come up. Place the left, did I say right arm? I meant the top arm, sorry. Left hand down onto the floor, slide down onto your left forearm. Drop your right hip towards the floor. So you want to feel that hip that's not touching the floor, heavy like it's reaching to the floor. And then right arm up and over, spiral the chest, keep the right arm long, drop your right sit bone down, big stretch for your right side. And then sit up tall. I'm going to pivot on the mat. Send the legs straight out. Take the arms in front of the shoulder joints. Engage the inner core, scoop the belly, and keep your shoulders soft as you roll down. One vertebra at a time. Take your time. Nice, and throw out slow through the whole spine. And then reach the arms up overhead in a big stretch. And roll to the right side. We'll begin with high kicks here. Feet slightly forward of the hips. Neck and shoulders comfortable. Engage the inner core and the organ lift and lift both legs up. Get yourself steady there. Make sure that your feet aren't swinging behind you. And then 5 times up and down with the top leg. And then 5 times down and up with the bottom leg. Re-engage in the center, and then forward and back 5 times. And then to the center, squeeze the inner thighs. Re-engage the inner core, lift the organs, raise your top leg a little higher. 5 times circling around. Reset and reverse. And squeeze the inner thighs. Re-engage, externally rotate. And splits to the side, top leg up, bottom leg down, and back together, heels touch. Stay externally rotated and close. Open and close. Open, close, and one more time. Stay externally rotated and pulse the heels 10 times. You come to parallel. I'm going to lower the bottom leg down and internally rotate the top leg. Try not to let your ankle bend. So keep the ankle really nice and long. And then 5 times lower the whole leg down towards the floor behind. And then return to the center in parallel. Re-engage the core, lift the bottom leg up, and then flex the feet. Squeeze the toes, point the feet, fan the toes, and flex back. Squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex, reverse it. Toes open and reach, squeeze, and come back. Twice more. And then relax the legs down. Keep the thighs right where they are. Bend at the knees. Engage around your pelvis, and let's do 10 rotations. Keeping long in the front thigh as you lift the left knee towards the ceiling. Relax, and then we're going to move into 90-degree hip flexion. Tilting the left hip forward, re-engage around the core, and let's roll the leg out in the socket 10 more times. Stable pelvis. And relax. Open to 45 degrees. Let's bring the left elbow onto the left waist. Settle your inner core, and then 10 rotations of the leg and the arm. Keep the elbow snug to the side, pelvis steady. Then just place the front knee forward and push yourself up into the Mermaid Sit. Left hand on the left foot. I'm going to reach the right arm out and up, and then bend to the left, stretching the right side again. See if you can keep the chest open and the right arm long. And then we'll reverse it, bring the right hand onto the floor, slide away so the right elbow's down, drop your left sit bone towards the floor and raise your left arm up and over. Keep the arm straight, spiral the breastbone towards the ceiling, drop that left sit bone down to really lengthen the distance between your left armpit and your left hip. And then sit up. Again, we'll pivot on the mat, send the legs straight out. Take the arms out in front of the shoulder joints, lengthening through the crown and softening the shoulders. Engage your pelvic floor, your belt. Wrap your ribs around, scoop your belly in, and roll down. Going slowly through the whole spine, keeping the shoulders relaxed, the feet on the floor. When you're all the way down, arms can reach behind for a long stretch. And float the arms up towards the ceiling and slide the legs one at a time back in so that you're in your neutral rest position. And then relax the arms. We're going to reset our support around the pelvis and raise the right ankle to the left knee. And keeping the tailbone down on the floor, lift the left foot up off of the mat. Keep the tailbone down. Center the pelvis. If you're rocking to the right side, find the middle of the sacrum. Engage your core around that neutral pelvis and straighten the left leg up to the ceiling, and then bend that knee. And again, straighten up and bend the knee. Last time, straighten up and bend the knee. Now we're going to stretch the piriformis, the external rotators of the right leg. If you'd like to pull into a flat back for that, you can. Relax the shoulders and stay for a minute. Please be even at the back of the sacrum. Adjust the right leg however you need to get the best stretch. You may like to pull it a little farther over to the left. Please don't be resting directly on your right ankle, by the way. We don't want the ankle to be distorted. So be a little above the ankle. Then we're going to release that. Lower both feet to the floor. Take your neutral for a moment. And then support as you bring the left ankle to the right knee. And lift the right foot up, keeping the tailbone on the floor. We're stretching the hamstrings first. Engage around neutral and extend the right leg up to the ceiling. And then bend the knee. And stretch up. And bend the knee. Once again. And bend the knee. And now let's go into the hip stretch. So adjust your left leg however you prefer. It's some people really like to stay in the neutral for the piriformis stretch. Some people prefer flat back. So do which one works best for your stretch. Do be aware that you're evenly placed at the back of the pelvis, not rock to one side or the other of the sacrum. Try to drop the shoulders, lengthen the back of the neck. Slow the breath down. Okay, and then we'll release the feet to the floor. Relax the arms. Give in to the pull of gravity. Re-engage your inner core. Knit and imprint your ribs and tilt your pelvis. Keeping the pelvis tilted, slide the right leg out long and then the left leg out long. Keep the pelvis tilted and raise the arms up overhead. Big long reach. And then we're going to roll up, scooping the belly in. On your inhale, come up into a seated position. Lengthening the sit bones down, the spine up, bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Get a tall spine, relax the shoulders, tuck your chin down, and then draw the navel towards the spine and begin to slide the hands down the legs without collapsing your chest and without craning the neck. So the tendency is going to be to let the upper back round too much and then the neck compress. Let's do the opposite. Lengthen through the lower back, draw the breastbone towards the feet, and then relax the neck. Soften the shoulders. And then we're going to roll down one more time, scooping the belly in, roll through the spine. Keep the feet on the floor, lower the head down. And we're going to finish bringing the knees into the chest. So if we do indeed end up shoveling, at least do this. Hug both knees in, letting the lower back go flat. Relax the shoulders. Find your pelvic floor and your inner core, and then float the legs away. Just far enough so that your neutral spine shows back up, and then re-engage in the deep core and hug the thighs in. Let the lower back gently stretch and float the knees away, returning to neutral. And one last time. And then just a note on getting up. I'm going to roll to your side and then use the top hand to lever yourself up. Okay, here we go. All right, thank you very much. So if we do end up shoveling, both sides, try to switch it up. It's really hard when you're intent on getting a job done, but really will help. Even if you can just, switch to the opposite side for a few repetitions now and then. No Saturday class next week or on the 1st of January. I will be here on Facebook this Wednesday. That's the 22nd. So we have one more Wednesday class, and that's the last class for the year. And then we will resume on January, I think it's 5th. So I'll see you on Wednesday the 22nd and then January 5th. Okay? Happy holidays. Very happy New Year. Thanks for being here. Stay well and take care of your body. All right, thanks. Hi, everybody.